Alright guys, we are back with some more MX versus ATV Legends, and today we have a nice medium-sized update to the game. It brings some new tracks, it brings some fixes, some improvements, some new gear, bike, and yep, ATV stuff as well, so some quad goodies if you're a quad guy, but yeah, some decent stuff, not a huge patch, but medium with some good stuff. So let's just jump into it and check it out. The first order of business would be Southwick and Redbud have been added to the game. They have some track changes, some new events, and more tracks will be coming over the next coming weeks. Now, we already have had some replica tracks added to the game, and we know some bonus events come with them. They specifically say here, new or updated bonus events will be added to these tracks. Southwick gets a waypoint and Redbud gets a second pit bike track. New kits for the Yamaha quad and bike from Primal Graphics. And new matte color graphics for the quads, both the OEMs and the stock Rainbow and Nordic ATV have been added to the game. Some new parts from Talon. We have a sprocket and new rims for the bike. And here, instead of going over each individual gear set, it's a bunch. We get a bunch of new gear from Fox, and not just the jersey and the pants, but the whole setup. We get the helmets, the goggles, the gloves, the boots, the jersey, and the pants. First up, we have the Primal Graphics for the Yamaha bike here, the YZ. We have the customizable one and the yellow one. And for the ATV, we get this one. Remember, these would be exclusive to 2025 and Yamaha. Here I wanted to show you the new matte graphics for the quads, both the OEMs and the stock Rainbow Nordic quad. So they're for both of them. We've had them for the bike for a while, but now they make their way to the ATVs. The new parts from Talon, we have the sprocket here. Just one, and then the set of rims for the bike. And again, these parts would be just for the bike, not for the quad. Now, jumping into the main part of the customization, we have a ton of rider customization with a bunch of new gear sets from Fox. We get all of it. I did not know. I mean, Rainbow Studios had kind of teased the Fox gear, but I didn't know we were going to get a ton of new helmets, new goggles, new gloves, new boots, jersey, pants, all of it. The entire setup for the rider. So really, really cool. Now, I do want to point out one thing not related to the Fox gear before we come back to it, but if you look, they added a bunch of animations to the rider for each individual part you're looking at. So he turns his head more, he moves his hands with the gloves, the boot, he lifts his foot up, the jersey, he kind of lifts his arms out and then looks down. So they added more articulation, more life to the rider in the rider customization. So that's awesome. It does, it could be polished to some degree, especially like the gloves. I feel like the finger kind of moves a little bit weird, but overall, very cool. Cool to see them improving and always making it better and making it more immersive, I guess. So awesome gear from Fox. We get a ton, and it's all of it for the rider, head to toe. Very cool. Now, jumping into the tracks, we have Southwick here, and I was going to show you a first person and third person, but we just have too much to go over in the video. So one first person from Southwick and then one third person from Redbud. So just so you can see the new gear, the new setups, with the graphics kits for the bike and the whole gear set from Fox. So one of each. Southwick is a good track. I know they have added some drag to this track over the years, but it definitely felt more like sand. Felt much more like sand. This track itself definitely has seen some small adjustments to it, but the overall design layout has been the same. It really hasn't changed, so can't blame Rainbow Studios for it. But how they've been going back and building ruts up and stuff. And I know this is more of a sand track. You still get ruts, but I feel like they didn't adjust on this one quite as much. Redbud, way more. Redbud, virtually that entire track has had some form of change or adjustment to it, and we'll go over it when we get to Redbud. We're still on Southwick here, but yeah, it's a good track. It didn't have a lot of new to it, not just because of the design, but going back to the ruts. Usually Rainbow Studios has been adjusting corners, and they definitely did here, but it wasn't as noticeable, in my opinion, as some of the other tracks we've been getting. So Southwick, definitely don't have a problem with it. I wish there would have been some more changes to the corners, or maybe how the braking bumps are, or maybe jump faces, just some of that small stuff that they've been doing to pass to other tracks. It would have been cool to see with Southwick here. So there you go for that track. And now we're jumping over into Redbud. Redbud, baby, this track is awesome. It probably is a little bit more difficult in my opinion, because I think they maybe added more ruts. This corner after the first turn, I don't remember it having that many ruts in it. I'm not saying it's hard. I'm just saying they added more ruts. These are the bigger, taller ruts. I mean, they're not high point ruts, but they're still pretty big. And then this entire part before this big triple is different, and even the triple is different. It's kind of a steeper landing that kind of goes down. These ruts are pretty similar. Now at the bottom of some of these, not really 180s, but kind of this S turning part to the track, some of these ruts were a little bit difficult to see. I don't know if they've adjusted on it, but even down here, some of these ruts are bigger. This table thing is definitely different. Most of this is the same. I would say this is part of the track that probably didn't have as many adjustments to it. But like I was saying, most of Redbud has been changed, has been adjusted to some degree. This big table you can throw monster whips off of, and then the leap in general, I feel like, is easier. They kind of redid the corner leading up to it, and it's way easier. Way easier. I could have overjumped it basically anytime I wanted to. So that was changed a bit. And then after the table, this would be slightly different as well, the way you hit this. And then I don't remember, because I didn't go back and get a comparison, but I don't remember having that double into that corner kind of from the rollers. But yeah, Redbud, very fun. In my opinion, the better track in the game. Not just because it had more changes, but it was just so fun. And then for the extra added stuff, so we have a waypoint race for 2025 Southwick, and this isn't that great in my opinion. The invitational race, which I believe is virtually the same, but they did add the 2025 waypoint to Southwick, and it's not that fun. I'm not going to lie to you, it's not that fun. You run like 15-20% of the track backwards, and then it just kind of runs you through the important stuff, the hidden track in the back, some of the reworking to the free ride for the invitational race. It just kind of does that, and it doesn't really have that great of a flow. And I don't know, I don't love the waypoint racing to begin with, but I see that this is new. It is new for 2025, but it's so basic. It's so basic, and it would have been cool to see them rework some of the stuff that was already there in free ride. But pretty basic here with the 2025 waypoint race from Southwick. And then Redbud has a new pit bike track. Well, not new, but you can race it. Now, as far as I know, this track is identical to the way it always was, but you could only do it in a free ride. Now you can time attack or race it, which is cool. More pit bike tracks is better, especially since we do officially have pit bikes in the game. And the track was fun, but again, it's kind of... This one's better, in my opinion, than the waypoint race from Southwick, but it isn't new. You know what I mean? They didn't redo the pit bike track. They didn't redesign it. They just made it a raceable event. And I'm not saying that's easy or anything, but I just like seeing new stuff, new reasons to to pick up the DLC. So this would be Thunder Valley, and I wanted to show you this is the final thing that they fixed, the time attack. So you can go back to trying to be the world #1 from Thunder Valley because it was busted before. So to wrap up the video, we go back to Southwick to check out some of the free ride stuff, but as you can tell, it's virtually the same. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. How do you feel about the update? How do you feel about what would be your favorite part, I guess, about the new patch? I would say the Fox gear is incredible. The tracks are fun. Redbud is very fun. Redbud is very cool. Like the changes and whatnot, but the extra added stuff, not so great. And Southwick is virtually the same. I really didn't even have much to say about it. I mean, it just is virtually the same. So how do you guys feel about it? I already know some of you guys said you weren't picking it up because it's not new enough, and I don't blame you, but yeah, some of this was good, some of it not so much. But you guys and girls are absolutely amazing. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it a ton, and until the next video, take it easy.